An incident occurred in a parking garage on campus yesterday.
The 40th annual celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. took place last weekend.
At the celebration, a student received the Unsung Hero Award.
All that plus your weather, entertainment, and orange sports coming up on this edition of Morning on the Hill.
An incident occurred yesterday in a garage near campus. Good morning, I'm Vanaya Johnson. Thanks for joining us for Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm Kira Stranik. Our reporter Charlie Goldberg is live in studio with more on this story. Charlie?
Good morning. Police are investigating a body found on Monday in a parking garage on Irving Avenue near Syracuse University. The body was discovered by several SU students and community members inside the VA parking garage located across the street from the JMA Wireless Dome. Law enforcement have confirmed that the deceased individual found was not affiliated with the university. The cause of death, however, is still unknown. This comes just a couple weeks after another body was found on the 5th floor of Huntington Hall in Syracuse University's campus. Soon after law enforcement responded to the scene, an alert was sent to all SU students from Dean Shariah N. Dixon. It stated, "A short time ago, the Syracuse Police Department, the Veterans Affairs Police, and our Department of Public Safety responded to Irving Garage adjacent to VA Hospital. This is where a body of a deceased individual was discovered. Several members of our community reported what they observed to DPS. She then went on to conclude the email by sending out several student mental health resources they could reach out to. Law enforcement will continue to provide updates as this investigation continues. For now, I'm Charlie Goldberg for Mornings on the Hill."
We'll keep you updated as we learn more, but for those planning to spend the day being outside, you may get a mix of weather.
Like Mike Lamort joins us now to tell us if there's anything to be aware of today. Mike?
Hey guys, you're definitely going to want to watch out for these road conditions. You may not be able to see just now, but the Department of Public Works and Syracuse University doing a good job so far keeping these roads clean. I know on my way in here with our producer, Richard Maj, it was a hard time getting in. We were swerving all over the street because the roads were packed with fresh snow. Let's take a look at what the temperature is right now in Syracuse, 20 degrees, but by the time I got out here, that temperature dropped to 19 degrees. Feels more like 7 degrees outside as well. 71% humidity, so it's not as bad, that wind chill coming in, but still definitely a cold one, a lot of snow coming around. Let's take a look across the region now. Syracuse not too bad of a place to be in central New York, 20 degrees, whereas Rochester is 19 degrees. Watertown, though, 9 degrees. That's where you don't want to be at all in central New York, as it's the coldest temperature in the region. But I'll have more on your 5-day forecast later on in the show, guys.
Thanks, Mike. With plenty more ahead this past Sunday, Syracuse University put on the largest event that any college campus has seen.
The annual Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration is the biggest of its kind. Maya Alicia joins us live with the details. Maya?
Syracuse University's Hendricks Chapel hosted the historic 40th annual Dr. Martin Luther King event at the JMA Wireless Dome. The event started off as a small program in 1985. This year's theme was Living History.
Unsung Hero Awards. I have to say that is the highlight for me, to see individuals represented that have not been sung before.
The festivities kicked off with a special dinner program, multiple Syracuse University band performances, and the Black Celestial Choral Ensemble and Community Choir concert. The Syracuse University community and those in the surrounding area attended. The celebration's featured speaker was Sarah Willie LeBreton, who embodied living history as the 12th president of Smith College and daughter of Syracuse University's first full Black professor, department chair, and vice president, Charles Willie LeBreton. Her father was classmates with Dr. Martin Luther King. Event organizer Marisha Willingham weighs in on her favorite part of the program.
Unsung Hero Awards. I have to say that is the highlight for me, to see individuals represented that have not been sung before.
2,000 guests were in attendance to celebrate Dr. King's legacy. Reporting live from the studio, I'm Maya Alicia for Mornings on the Hill. Kira and Benaya, back to you.
Thanks, Maya. Such a great story. If you want to hear Dr. King's speeches, visit mlk.syr.edu. The Unsung Hero Award is given to those who embody the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
One Syracuse student took home the award for her positive contributions throughout the community. Our reporter Autumn Ryan has details on the award's winner. Autumn?
Thanks, guys. The Unsung Hero awardee is Andrea Rose Oates, a junior public relations and policy major. Andrea, who is best known as Andy, says she is honored that she received the award.
To have this honor to win it this year is more than I could ever hope for. I remember when Miss Marilla Willingham called me the night that she expressed that I got the award, I actually very much screamed over the phone. So I think that definitely just describes how truly honored and excited I am to have this honor. I want them to realize that the work is not done. There's still so much social justice that needs to happen. There's still so much love that needs to happen. And there's, most importantly, there's just so many spaces where I feel like we could do even more and do even better. And I think that's what Dr. King would want as well.
Rose Oates dedicates much of her time to community service, leadership, and social justice. She's the president of her sorority, a member of numerous on-campus organizations. She says she allows Dr. King's principles to guide her. Rose Oates learned the importance of giving back at a young age from her parents. At 14, she created a nonprofit, Girls Rise, that teaches girls the importance of education and self-confidence. Now, the organization is global. She says she never imagined how far the organization would grow.
Rose Oates will continue carrying on Dr. King's legacy at Syracuse and beyond. It's been a little over a week since Trump took office. His return to the White House came with a record number of executive orders on day one. One of his 26 executive orders banned birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented immigrants and legal visa holders. It did not last long before meeting several legal challenges from both the American Civil Liberties Union and 22 Democratic-led states. In Washington state, a federal court judge placed a 14-day restraining order on the measure.
This is step one, but to hear the judge from the bench say that in his 40 years as a judge, he has never seen something so blatantly unconstitutional sets the tone for the seriousness of this effort.
Obviously, we'll appeal it. They put it before a certain judge.
The challenges to this executive order, which claims it violates the 14th Amendment, could lead to the first Supreme Court's case of Trump's second term.
While we keep an eye on breaking news, we'll have more on today's top stories plus weather after the break. Welcome back to Mornings on the Hill. Let's get right into our next story.
Last Thursday marked the start of a rush week. Our reporter Lily Coaches joins us live in studio with more information on this story. Lily?
Kira and Benaya. Last weekend, the streets were flooded with P&Ms. That's rush slang for potential new members. You could feel the buzz. I talked to some students to learn more about their reasons for rushing. On most winter days, these Syracuse streets look like a ghost town. But this week, not even the cold weather can stop students from filling the streets, hoping to get a bid. Why are students braving the cold? For freshman Elizabeth McMahon, it's about meeting new people.
I think it's kind of fun. I love seeing everyone's outfits and meeting a bunch of girls and talking to a bunch of people.
Freshman Evan Donahue has different motivations.
My mom was a part of Greek life when she was in college, and she had such a good opportunity. I don't think of myself as a super Greek life person, but if she had a good time and she got so much out of it, I figured I would too.
This weekend was just one part of the pie. Rush continues next weekend, ending with bid day on Sunday. Reporting live in the studio for Mornings on the Hill, I'm Lily Coaches.
Thank you, Lily. It's been a busy news day, but let's take a moment to focus in on the forecast.
Mike, how's it looking out there?
Hey guys, as you're still seeing, it's still cold and snowing outside throughout Syracuse, which more or less what you can expect throughout today. A high temperature of 34 degrees, and it could drop down 10 degrees to the low later on in the evening, around 23 degrees. The average temperature around this time is 31 degrees, so we're above average throughout this day. So honestly, not a bad winter day in Syracuse. Taking a look now at the 5-day forecast, pretty much snow into Wednesday throughout the day, 85% snow in Syracuse. And then we're going to warm up a bit on Friday, 39 degrees, but that snow is going to be washed away with some rain, 70% chance of rain there. And then Saturday, cloudy skies, but that's the 5-day forecast here in Syracuse. From right outside, we can take a look as well as the day planner for tomorrow. 33 degrees in throughout the morning, some snow as well as we discussed earlier, some chilly snow throughout the afternoon and evening, and then partly cloudy skies at night. So make sure you plan your day accordingly, wear some jackets, and just bundle up. From right outside Newhouse, Mike Lamort, Mornings on the Hill.
Thanks, Mike. With more stories ahead, cities in California are still feeling the effects of the wildfires that occurred over 2 weeks ago.
And now rain and snowfall are causing more issues for these residents. Let's head to Jill Schumacher at the update desk. Jill?
Thanks, guys. So as of right now, since January 5th, the California wildfires have continued. While many fires have been contained, the Hughes, Eaton, and Border 2 still remain active. The Palisades fire has now reached 23,448 acres, but is now at 94% containment. The recent rush of rain has helped with slowing down the fire, but has increased the threat of toxic ash and flooding. Flood watches were put into effect due to burned areas being super susceptible to major runoff. Those flood watches continued until 4 p.m. Monday, leaving homes that were not destroyed by the fires now at risk for flooding. Parts of the Pacific Coast Highway have been closed due to the flooding and mudslides in Los Angeles County. Topanga Canyon, the California Department of Transformation, has estimated no time of reopening. These road conditions have led to the Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District to close 4 schools on Monday, stating the safety of our students and staff is our top priority. That's all at the update desk. I'm Jill Schumacher with Mornings on the Hill.
Domestic and federal aid is now frozen. President Trump ordered the freeze in an effort to stop government funding for causes that don't fit his agenda. According to a memo sent out last night, the changes are set to go into effect at 5 p.m.
A frenzy over Chinese artificial intelligence app DeepSeek occurred earlier this week, fueling debates over the economic and geopolitical competition between the United States and China. On Monday, DeepSeek's AI assistant became the #1 downloaded free app on the Apple Store. They announced their AI model DeepSeek R1 does what ChatGPT can for a fraction of the cost. Tech giants took a hit with Nvidia down 16% and the NASDAQ down 0.2%.
Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, we're headed live to the Tennessee Ice Pavilion. The men's hockey team hit a milestone recently, and we'll have the details after the break.
Welcome to Orange Sports. I'm Geraldine Pollia. Before we dive into major milestones for some Orange athletes, here is a quick recap of the weekend's sports. The Super Bowl is set after Sunday's divisional championship, a rematch between the Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs. As for Syracuse basketball, our reporter Natalie will recover the men's team later, but on the women's side, the entire squad earned the game's hard hat with a 67-55 win over Clemson. The Orange now have a full week off before facing Virginia in conference play this Sunday. Basketball may be mid-season, but Syracuse women's hockey is gearing up for their final home series this weekend. The Orange will host Linwood in honor of their seniors at Tennessee Ice Pavilion, including standout goalie Allie Kelly. Kelly's legacy is already cemented in the record books heading into Syracuse's first game of the new year against Penn State. She was just 33 saves shy of breaking the NCAA all-time saves record. It was down to the last 2 minutes with no points on the board, and Nicole Hall rushed down the left side for Penn State. Syracuse was just waiting for the whistle, and when it came, Kelly's teammates swarmed her, clearing the bench in celebration. And here is a look at the record-breaking save. Penn State's Tessa Janicki fired a shot, deflected by the Orange defense. Caitlin Roberts picked up the rebound and sent it backhanded toward the net. But Kelly's quick kick save sealed her place at the top of the record books. Kelly continues to add her record in last weekend's series against RIT, but it wasn't just about stats. It was about something bigger. The team honored Team Impact player Amelia Phillips, or rather Emmy, a 5-year-old kindergartner with spina bifida and a rare genetic disorder. Emmy joined the Orange for their pregame skate and dropped the ceremony puck drop. Junior defenseman Sammy Gendron shared, "We all play for something bigger than just the team. We play for Emmy. I think we showed how much we care for her." Hopefully Emmy will be there to cheer on Syracuse this weekend as they aim for a senior weekend sweep. Now let's send it over to reporter Caleb Spinner outside Kennedy Ice Pavilion for more monumental milestones in SU hockey.
Thanks, Geraldine. Syracuse forward Brock Alvers played the 100th game of his collegiate career over the weekend on Friday when the Orange played the Blue Hens in Delaware. At the Kennedy Ice Pavilion, Brock Alvers is getting ready for his 100th college game.
Our program's probably been around since the 60s, and we've only had around 20-something guys hit 100 games. So it's a privilege and an honor to be up there with a lot of those guys, and to be here and represent the university and this program 100 times is awesome.
As his career moves into triple digits, Alvers still remembers his first game with the Orange.
Looking back on that moment, we played Stony Brook. I was an 18-year-old kid playing against kids who were like 25, 26 on Stony Brook at the time. It was crazy, but it was so cool, and it was such a rewarding moment of getting to put on the Syracuse jersey for the first time.
Hopefully this thing's got some goals in it for the weekend. That'd be nice.
Playing this game on the road doesn't mean there won't be familiar faces in the crowd. Brock's parents are making the long trip from Chicago to witness their son's milestone firsthand.
They're coming out this weekend. I'm super excited that they get to watch the 100th game in person. They took so much time out of their lives and what they were doing. They made so many sacrifices for me to be at this level, to be here. But yeah, just massive thank you. Would not be here without all the sacrifices they made.
Honoring the milestone, but eager for what's next, Brock Alvers still has much more to look forward to at Syracuse. Now, Alvers would get 2 points over the weekend, but the Orange would drop both games to Delaware. They'll have another chance at conference points this weekend when they take on the Drexel Dragons in Philadelphia. Live outside the Kennedy Ice Pavilion, Caleb Spinner, Mornings on the Hill.
What a great milestone. Thank you, Caleb. Our reporter, Natalie Swamowicz, recaps SU men's basketball close game against Pitt.
Thanks, Geraldine. Syracuse men's basketball fell short to Pittsburgh after a tight battle on Saturday afternoon, making it their 11th loss of the season. The Orange jumped out early with a 13-4 lead in the first 4 minutes and led by 1 at halftime. Fast forward to crunch time, 'Cuse was down by 2 with 16 seconds left and were forced to foul several times. Unfortunately, they were unable to scratch and claw their way back into the game, ending 77-73. Syracuse guard J.J. Starling finished with 16 points, and center Eddie Lampkin Jr. finished with a career high of 23 rebounds. Despite Syracuse's ACC record now being 3-6 and 9-11 overall, Coach Autry stated in a post-game press conference they will not be focusing on the negatives going into their next few games. The Orange are hoping to straighten out their record tomorrow night as they play Stanford away at 11. The Cardinals are 14-6 overall and 6-3 in the ACC. Due to conference realignment, this will be the first 'Cuse and Stanford matchup since 2011. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Natalie Simonowitz.
Still to come here on Mornings on the Hill is Jack McGuire has the latest on the social media ban that lasted less than 24 hours. Stay with us for that story and more.
Good morning, I'm Jack McGuire, and this is Entertainment. Today we're talking about a Super Bowl halftime surprise, a groundbreaking Oscars nominee, and a law professor's take on the recent TikTok ban. Let's dive right into it. The stage is officially set for Super Bowl 59, with the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. The big game kicks off at 6:30 Eastern Time on February 9th, live from the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. But that's not all. The excitement continues at halftime. Multi-Grammy winner SZA is joining Kendrick Lamar for what promises to be an unforgettable performance. You can catch all the action on Fox. The recent 12-hour TikTok ban had everybody talking. Congress passed a bill banning the app due to national security concerns, but President Trump stepped in to stop it. On his first day in office, he signed an executive order that paused the TikTok ban for 75 days. The order prevents the Justice Department from imposing any penalties on companies that carry the app. But the big question is, was the ban a free speech violation? I spoke with Syracuse University law professor and First Amendment expert Roy Gutterman, and here's what he had to say.
I think there was definitely an infringement on free speech, and because this is government-forced action, there's some First Amendment action. Congress disagreed, so did the Supreme Court.
We'll have to wait and see once the executive order expires. Will the ban continue, or is TikTok safe? Only time will tell. In other news, the Oscar nominations are officially out, and there's a notable first this year. Carla Sofia Gascon has made history as the first openly transgender actress to receive a nomination. She earned a nod for her performance in the lead role of Emilia Perez, the Netflix thriller. To check out the full list of nominees, head over to oscars.org. And obviously, there were a lot of great Oscar nominations this year, my favorite being The Substance with Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley, my celebrity crush.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Demi Moore. I know she's up for lead actress in this leading role, so I'm really excited to see that.
I am excited to see Ariana Grande, but that is all the time we have for today. This is going to be all for Mornings on the Hill. I'm Benaya Johnson. Follow us on social media.
And I'm Kira Saranik. Thanks for watching Orange Nation. We'll see you next Tuesday live at 10 a.m. right here on OTN.